Shalom Aleichem, everyone, and good Tevach. We are continuing here in the Hachseg's learning of the Pele Yoetz. Today is day number 150. Can you believe that? 150 days of the Pele Yoetz. 150 times better than we were before. And let's keep plowing through this beautiful chapter over here of Ger, on being somewhat of a stranger to the pleasures here of Olam Hazeh. It's within our abilities to accustom our nature little by little, to be satisfied with just a little. We don't need so much. We can be more satisfied with less. Less is more in the world of Ruchnius. And let him continue to shrink his taivas, and it will be v'yafilo, it will be good for him. When you condense the amount that you are spending on indulging in the pleasures of this world, so it will bring you to much greater places in Ruchnius. And if he starts feeling deprived because he's not having as much of the geschmack of Olam Hazeh that he used to have, and the Yetzer Hara keeps saying, no, that's what Hashem wants from you. Does Hashem want you to burden yourself? Does he want you to make your life miserable? You can't eat this and you can't go here and you can't do that. Is that really what Hashem wants? And you start listening to the Yetzer Hara a bit. Says the Pele Yoetz, no, be strong. This is our obligation. It's good for us to live a life of tsar, of deprivation. Ala Torah, for the sake of the Torah, ala avodah, and for the sake of avodah, al chorban beis hamikdash, and the destruction of the beis hamikdash. Ubitul Torah va'avodah ve'al rois ramish shegamanu ba'avonisenu. And all of the bittul Torah, the lack of Torah that is being learned in the world today, and all the lack of avodas Hashem that is being done in the world today, the terrible things that we have caused because of our own sins. And that's why, says the Pele Yoetz, a person should not be discouraged if it's difficult in the beginning to live with less than they are accustomed to. But you should know you're doing it l'shem shamayim, for the sake of HaKadosh Baruch Hu and the world at large, which needs so much repair. Even HaKadosh Baruch Hu has increased your boundaries, which means he has rewarded you with more money perhaps than others. Nevertheless, you should always keep shrinking and condensing your desires and the things that you have in this world, and it will be good for you. Now, once again, we mentioned that in our day and age, even the lower middle class of this world, even those that are really living in a lower class, still the luxuries and the things that we have are far beyond what was ever in previous generations. So we certainly all have areas in our life where we could just shave away a little bit of this, a little bit. I had a friend many years ago. We got married. His wife was a gourmet chef, and the food was so good during the week. He said, what am I going to do on Shabbos? By the time I get to Shabbos, I've eaten every single gourmet dish that she cooked for me all week long. I come to Shabbos, the chicken and the meat and the soup, I had the whole week. How am I going to magnify my Einik Shabbos, the pleasure of Shabbos? So he made a deal with himself. He liked pickles very much. He said, I'm not going to eat pickles the whole week. The whole week I won't eat pickles, and then on Shabbos, I'll eat a pickle. And that pickle will be my Einik Shabbos. And Kachava, that's what he did. As far as I know, maybe he's still doing the same exact thing. He saves the pleasure of the pickles until Shabbos Kodesh. So I'm sure that everybody in their life has something that they could give up a little bit for the sake of Hashem. Maybe you'll save it for a Shabbos, for a Yom Tov, something like that. But we don't have to indulge in every fancy and every flavor and every food and every vacation and every place that we want to go. We don't have to indulge in everything. Say ulamad me'aviseinu hakadoshim. Go and learn from the Avis hakadoshim, Avraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov, Moshe Rabbeinu. All of us go back. Shekol yimeim hayugerim alei aretz. They lived. They were strangers in the lands. V'leifanu el ta'anugas b'nei adam. They never turned towards the pleasures that other people were looking for. Rak lo'olam hayoyish ve'oyalim bli kol bayis. They would always live in tents. They didn't even have a home. They had no place to hang their hat. They lived in a tent. It's very easy for such a person to go from one place to the other. Avraham Avinu is told, leave your homeland and go there to Israel. He goes there, it's Israel, only to find out there's a famine. No, you have to go back now, you have to go to Mitzrayim. And what does he learn over, what does he do? He doesn't complain, he just goes. Because when you're not anchored into any place, when you're not so meshuba to the place that you live in, when you're not so makush, you're so connected. So if you have to travel, you have to travel. If you have to leave, you have to leave. You have less food on the table. If you're dreaming about melted cheese sandwiches for dinner, so then if you come home and there's just rice cakes and cheese, you're okay. But if you're dreaming about meatballs and spaghetti and some chicken on the side and a big salad and some fries and the like, and you come home and there's just a grilled cheese sandwich, so you're going to be pretty disappointed. But the Avos HaKadoshim, they taught us that it's not about this world, and therefore it should be easy to move around when you need to. And look at the life of Yaakov Avinu. He had a very hard life, but when he wanted to just sit back and relax a little bit after 100 and so many years of pain and suffering in his life, the minute that he asked, Tekev Kafetz Alav Rugza Yosef, immediately the whole ordeal that took place with Yosef HaTzadik, his son, which is what we've been reading in the Parshas all these last weeks, how he was taken away and thrown down into the pit and sold as a slave. It happened right away, because we're not here in this world to chill out. That's what it says in the Torah. We're not here to relax and take it easy. Yes, a person needs a vacation after many, many months, and the winter break is coming, and we should take our kids and we should go do something that's going to be bonding and enjoyable and a pleasure for the whole family. But we're not here to chill out all the time and relax. We have to utilize the life that HaKadosh Baruch Hu has given us, and not to indulge in Olam Hazeh, rather to have our eye on Olam Haba, on the world to come, as he's about to say. And he says, Kol Shegen al Morsa Anan Yasme de Yasme, we are the orphans of orphans. Hamaleim Avodas, we're filled with sins. If we would in fact seek out tanugais, all the pleasure of this world, we're going to eat up our world in our life. Chas v'shalom, God forbid. What does that mean? What are we going to have to eat for the world to come? Meaning, if we're so busy in this world, we're going to lose out on the world to come. Even though that it says in the Gemara, if you have money, you have means, so heitiv lach, enjoy, take good care of yourself. This is just telling you, you don't have to desist or diminish the necessities in your life based on who you are. Meaning, if you could afford, you could afford. As im yeshla, if you have, you could spend a little bit extra. You could maybe live in a nicer house. You could have a more sturdy car. You can have a little bit extra on the table there to eat, but still, each person according to their means, still don't go overboard. You can't start living this luxurious yacht lifestyle over here with your private jets and flying around everywhere that you want to go in the world just because you have the money. Still, there has to be some kind of boundaries that a person sets. But if you don't have extra money, don't start trying to make a lot of money so you can spend a lot of money, you can buy yourself all these fancy things. It's better. Just make a little bit, and spend a little bit, like you are a passer through, like you are the traveling guest in this world. Don't do too much work, that you should be like Korach, who made big mistakes in the wilderness. Because of what he did, he wanted to be like Moshe, he wanted to be like this, he wanted like that. So he made himself bald from this world and bald from the world to come. He lost out on this world. He could have been a great person in this world. He was a great person, but he lost that. And he could have had a great chelik in the world to come, but he lost that as well. But someone that's like a ger, he's this stranger. The world is strange to him. He doesn't want to be so much a part of this world. He's building himself a faithful house in the world to come. He's beloved above. In 36 different places in the Torah, we are commanded to love a ger, to love a stranger. And And as the Pele Yoetz said previously, many months ago, that there's a concept that HaKadosh Baruch himself is the one who keeps every single mitzvah that is in the Torah. He loves gerim. He loves strangers. He loves converts. He loves anyone that's a sojourner that's passing through. He will give them bread and he will give them clothing. He'll give them what they need. Every person can make themselves like a stranger here in this world. They become humble, like the soul of a ger, of a stranger. They have no desire. We shouldn't have a desire to go with great, lofty things, and wondrous acquisitions in the world of Gashmi, in the world of materialism. We should be simple, we should be pashut the best that we can. Again, these are hard words for us to understand. We pashut, we have everything. We have everything, and then Amazon convinces us you don't have everything, because people like you bought this, and people like you bought this, and you need this, and then they convince us to buy something that we don't need, we don't even want, we never even thought about it. But Amazon says, people like me, they know me so well. They know me so well. I'm like everybody else in America, so therefore I need to have this as well. And we have to be careful not to be drawn too much after the things of this world, because the more that we are drawn after this world, the farther we are taken away from the world of Hashem and the world to come. And Beis Hashem, the more that we make ourselves like a ger, like a stranger just passing through the world, the greater is going to be our connection to our neshamas, to the Torah, to the mitzvahs, and ultimately to Hashem. Have a wonderful day.